Hey everybody, I apologize up front. This is going to be a long video, but I wanted to actually take the time and walk through creating this ticketing thing that our church is doing. And let me just say, this solution works if you are wanting people to sign up for tickets for your service and you are requiring them to check in when they arrive. If you are not going to actually check them in every week, I would highly recommend you reach out to Spark and use their ticketing system that they created. It's awesome and would work great. But if you need to actually check people in, then this is a possible solution. We are using MindPass to check people in, which you don't have to do if you do it this way, but I will cover that in a separate video, the MindPass part. But all this will be on one recipe, hopefully. So I'm gonna start from the beginning, and I will be making pauses and cuts, so sorry if the video jumps around. Okay, so before I get too deep and I waste any of your all's time, let me explain what this is doing, so you know this, if this is a solution that works for you. We are going to send people to a page that looks like this. In fact, here's what our page looks like. Okay. So this is from Brandon that I got the lava from, and this is what his page looks like. So what we are doing, again, with this method is we are sending people to a page, asking them to sign up to reserve their seating for a particular Sunday, a particular venue or campus, and a particular service time. This method is going to create a registration instance for every day, every campus or venue, and every time. Okay. Now, before you freak out, I thought that would be pretty ridiculous to create, but if you use the event wizard, it is actually pretty fast, and it enables check-in for you, which is pretty awesome. So again, I'm creating a registration instance, an event instance, and a group for every single day, every single campus, every single service time. And the reason I'm doing that is because the group is set to require a person to be in the group before allowing them to check in, so that way if somebody comes on Sunday morning and they want to come and check in and they haven't gotten tickets, it alerts the person and says, hey, this person's not here, they haven't registered, and that way we can honor the tickets that people actually sign up for. Okay. Our plan is to, if there is extra tickets, we will just register that person and then let them in. If there is the amount of tickets, like let's say that we had 200 tickets and all 200 of them are gone and someone shows up, we will wait until after service starts, and if there is space, allow them to register and then check them in. So many details. So again, that's what I'm doing, that's what I'm creating, and then I'm taking it a step further and actually sending them a MindPass, which is like a Apple Pass. I can't see my screen at the moment, but hopefully there's not a glare on that and you can see. So here's my Apple Pass, and so they can walk up, and we are using these $40 scanners that work with iPads or computers to scan the code, and then it will allow them to check in. Okay. I think that covers the whole process and what we're going to do. All right. So now I'm going to actually walk through creating this from scratch on the demo site. Okay. So first thing we got to do is we're going to go to event registration. Put this wherever you want. For us, we called it service tickets. Okay. So first thing I realized right away is I have some special group types on my own Rock instance that are not a part of the demo site. So let me explain this. We have a group type for events. Let me just go do this. Again, this video is going to be crazy long. I'm so sorry. But hopefully you'll learn some things if you stick with me for the whole entire thing. So if you go to volunteer check-in, you'll know that somewhere let me pause the video and find what I'm looking for. Be right back. Okay, here it is. So under attendance / check-in, there's the check-in rule. And this says if they're not in the group they're checking into, add them, or if already belongs is the setting, then they cannot be checked into this group unless they already belong to it. Okay? So here's what I'm going to do. You may already have a group like that. Hopefully you do. But just in case you don't, I'm going to say, for the sake of making it easy for me, events, and we call it membership required. So this is a group type. I think I want that. I'm probably going to miss some of these settings in here. Already belongs. Let me hit save and see what happens. Okay, so now we have created a group type called events membership required. So now let's come back to this. And I will refresh the page. Come back up here. Call it service tickets. Events membership required. We are making them log in because we don't want to deal with all the duplicates. To us, it makes sense that if you're going to sign up for tickets, you need to create an account. Registrants in the same family, I am going to say yes and yes, because this is what we're creating as a family registration. This is not something that will create like I couldn't go and sign my grandma up. Okay, this is me signing people up in my family. Registration contact, registration form. For us, we're adding, we're asking email, I use current value, show it on the grid, and I didn't do required. Save. And then we put mobile phone pretty much on everything. And do not make it required. I'm probably going way too long, but let me show you this as well, just in case you don't know this. If you type row and then column medium 6, then it's going to put this in a half width column. So we're going to close that first div, and then we're going to come over here to mobile phone. We're going to say the same thing. If my computer allows me to type, there we go. And then we'll close the column and we'll close the row. Okay. I believe that is all. Now, yeah, I'll just stop there. Then I'll talk about the other part later. Okay, so we've created a registration template. Okay. Now, we're going to come over here to the wizard. And this is where things got really fast and I didn't expect it to. We're going to say service tickets. We'll pick a campus. Since we have one campus, we'll pick that. We'll leave it as Alicia. Hit next. The name. So the naming is super important to make it work with the lava that we're going to put on the page. So for my purposes, we're going to say Sunday, May 31st. And we'll say a campus. So for my purposes, well, let's just do campus A. And the time, 9:30. Actually, if it's the main auditorium or whatever you want to call this, we'll say auditorium, and then we'll say 9:30 a.m. Okay. Now you can pick when your registration starts. So we'll start it today at 9 a.m. It'll end maybe that Sunday at 10. That way if people show up late. Okay, I'm back. Had a phone call. So sorry. I'm not going to send a reminder date. So here is where you can set your maximum attendees. So so for our purpose, our 9:30 at our biggest campus, we're only allowed 220 people. So I'm going to put 220 people. Okay. Notice the public name comes in. So I'm going to copy this so I can use it here in a minute. I'm going to hit next. And then it asks for a new group name that it's going to create. So for my purpose, well, let me just show you since I'm doing slow and steady. What we did was created a top level, called it service tickets, and save. So now if I come back here, go back, go forward, there's service tickets. I gotta turn on for that group type what child groups are allowed. Previous, next. Well, I'll fix that later. So I'm not going to put it under a group yet. And we're in quarantine, and here comes my daughter. So I'll be back again. Well, she came up the stairs, but she never came in. So I'll keep going. All right. So the default setting on here is to not allow people to create new events, apparently. So, allow creating new calendar events. Yes. I'm going to turn that on too. And now I've probably lost everything I just did. Yep. Okay. Well, so let me pause this. Okay, and I'm back. So we're going to create a new event. We're going to call it this. That's why I had you copy and paste it. Put it on the public calendar if you want, or internal, or both. You can put your description here. Longer description here. Next. Location description. It would be like worship auditorium, whatever or if this was a different venue, you could put that there. Edit the schedule. It's going to be May 31st, 9 a.m., 1 hour. Okay. And next. Alright, so now I hit finish. Now, a registration instance has been created, a group has been created, an event has been created, and check-in has been turned on for this. So you don't even have to go enable check-in. Okay? So that's pretty cool. Now, let me create another one just so I can have more examples to show you on the page we're creating. Service tickets. We'll say main campus again. Next. We'll do, we'll say this is, we have a country venue. So we'll do that, okay? Today, 9 a.m. May 31st, and we'll end registration at 9:30. So if they show up 30 minutes late, they can't register. 2:20. Next. No parent group needed. Next. New event. Now, someone smarter than me may know we may be able to create an event called the venue and the service, and then reuse this instead of creating a new event, but I haven't done that and I ran out of time, so I just went this way. So we'll put this here. We'll call this again country venue. Put that there. Put that there. Public, internal. Next. Country venue. Here. 9 a.m. 1 hour. Okay. And next. Are you sure you want to do all this? Finish? Yes. Okay, so we have two different instances. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go to the external website. And I'm going to go to the calendar. And I'm going to create another page. Call it Reserve Your Seats. Maybe. Alright, I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click here. Add an HTML block. Done. Now I'm going to go grab this huge block of text here that will be in the recipe, and I'm going to paste this in. Alright, I'm going to call location 1 Abingdon. For our sake, we were calling it Campus A Worship Center, and we were calling it Campus A Country Venue, and then we won't use these three. Now, again, I got all this from Brandon. I'm not smart enough to write this from scratch, so but I can tweak it. So Abingdon. Also, let me show you a little trick out. Somebody taught me. I don't remember who it was. I want Abingdon Worship. Abingdon Worship 9. If I hit this button, it will highlight Abingdon Worship 9 everywhere on this page. Okay. Then, if I start typing, it's going to type exactly everywhere else. So for our purpose, we're going to call this Campus A 9. Okay. And then we're going to change Abingdon Country. So again, I'm going to Command F to bring up the search or Control F, I guess, if you're on a PC. Select all, and we're going to say Campus A, Country 9. Okay. Now that changed it everywhere on this whole entire page, which is super awesome and will save us a lot of time. Now we need to go change this admin and worship, so I'm going to do Command F, hit all, and I'm going to change this to Campus A 9 EV for event. And then I'm going to go find our country, admin country EV. I'm going to change this to campus. Oops, I almost messed up. Admin. Let's go back up here. I'm going to highlight that, hit Command F, hit all to select them all. I'm going to change this to campus A, country 9 EV. Alright, then you'll see this registration where registration template ID equals 68. So we need the registration template ID that we created. So we're going to go back over here to event registration. We're going to find service tickets. Template ID is 4. So we're going to come back over here. We're going to change this to 4. Alright, now, remember when I said what we name the things are super important? So notice it's Campus A, Auditorium 930A. So we're going to copy Campus A, we're going to copy all that, we're going to bring it over here, and we're going to replace this with that. Then we're going to find our country. We're going to copy that. And we're going to put that. I'm going to hit save. Then I'm going to go to calendar. And what I need to do is find the registration page. So it's page 413. I'm assuming it has a short code. It does, of registration. Okay. So now we're going to come back here to our reserve your seats page. And we're going to replace this with, so here's another cool thing. You could search for https://hf.church/registration, just so you're finding exactly that registration link. And you can change it to, you can do the all command again, and you can replace it with your rock instance demo, or your rock instance link. So you're going to do, for this purpose, rocksolidchurchdemo.com/registration. Okay, now I'm going to hit save. Okay, so you'll notice lava command rock entity is not configured for this template. So you have to give this HTML block permission to do rock entity commands, which we are using. And now I'm going to refresh. Okay, so going to come back in here. So you'll notice 9:30 a.m. is full. So if we come down in this lava, it's going to say if Campus A9 is not empty, then show the link. But if it is empty, then say 9:30 is full. Now I don't need that. Brandon created it this way because he was going in and doing when the registration got full, he was making it inactive. We decided we wanted to enable the waiting list, so we're not ever saying it is full. But this lava basically is saying, like, campus A9 variable is not getting assigned for some reason. So we need to come back up here, and we need to see why. And so I don't know why, because again, I'm not that smart. But let me pause this and do some troubleshooting, and I'll be back. Hey, remember when I said it's really important that you name it the right thing? The reason that it's not showing up on here is because this lava is saying, show me any registration instances where the name has this date in it. And I named it May 3rd. It's supposed to be May 31st. Put a space in there. Now if I come back here, this should work. It should no longer say 9:30 a.m. is full. There we go. Now it links. So if I click this, it is now going to link you to the registration instance and the event occurrence, which is important if you want to put people into a group automatically. So how many people will you be registering? I'll say 2, hoping there's somebody else in this family. I'm going to register Alicia. And there's nobody else in her family. So I'm going to go back. And I'm going to register 1 person. Alicia. Next. And finish. Now, if I go to the group, auditorium, not country venue, there is Alicia. She has been added to the group. Now, on Sunday, if you turn on check-in for this group type, then Bob comes and tries to register or tries to check in. He's not going to be able to check in because we have this set to membership required. But when Alicia comes to check in, she will be able to check in. Okay? So let me walk you through a little bit of this to explain what's going on for those of you that are curious. If you're not curious, then you can move on to the next section where I'll talk about MindPass. So let me explain what this is doing. All you're doing is assigning variables, okay? So we're saying location 1 equals Campus A Worship Center. And so we're putting that Campus A Worship Center right here. Alright, and then we're saying Campus A9 equals nothing. So we're saying, hey, Campus A9 is nothing. Then we're saying Campus A9 EV is nothing. So what we're doing is, just in case for some reason Campus A9 had a variable, we're clearing it out. Okay. Then this is what's called an entity command in Rock, and so this is saying for every registration instance where the ID is 4 and the name contains, I think is what that means, that thing contains, and so it's saying May 31st, right? This is outputting May 31st. So show me any registration instance that is a part of this template and the name contains May 31st, May 31, okay? And then it says for every one of those, grab the registration instance ID, okay? And then this is something that Tina helped me with that I had no idea how to do. Brandon wasn't doing this part, but Tina helped me get this part in. And this is what makes it assign the event occurrence so that when they check in, they are automatically put in the group. I hope I'm not confusing people. So anyways, Then it says for every one of these instances, if it's active, show it. Okay. And so, secondly, if it's active or if its name contains Campus A Auditorium 9:30 a.m. And that's why it's so important that we make sure we name it consistently every single week, because this lava is going to make it to where you don't have to come back in here every single week, but every Sunday or Monday, I'm assuming Monday, it will update and show the correct information. Okay. So it's going to pull that instance ID and assign it to Campus A9, and then it's going to get the event item occurrence that goes with that instance and assign it to this Campus A9 EV. And then if you had multiple services at this campus, you would do that here. And then here's another venue or campus, right? Here's another venue or campus and all their service times. Here's another venue or campus and all their service times. Here's another venue or campus and all their service times. And then we end all that. And then Brandon has this cool style, and what that's doing is putting all this in this cool looking card thing. Okay. And then we close the style right here. Then we come down here, and so this is where we're outputting things. So it's saying, hey, join us, and it's putting the date. Please let us know you're coming so we can best prepare for you. And then we added this little box that says, this is a family household registration. Please do not register people outside of your immediate household. And again, that's more because we're using MindPass. If you're not using MindPass, then maybe you don't need to do that. And the reason why is because we're sending whoever did the registration a pass that will work for their whole family, instead of sending every single registrant a pass, if that makes sense. So here's this, right? I don't need this URL slug here anymore. That was something else we were trying to do. Alright, so then it says, hey, here's a row, here's a column, here's a card. Give the card a title of location 1, which is what we assigned up here at the top. And so that was something I added from Brandon's just to keep people from having to come down here and mess in the code. And then it says, alright, if Campus A9 is not blank, which it shouldn't be because of this loop up here, it assigned a value. Alright, so if it's not blank, then show this link. And the link ID is this Campus A9 variable that we assigned up above, with the event occurrence ID, Campus A9 EV, which we assigned above. And then it says show a button, and it says register 9:30 a.m. So for our purpose, I think I did 9 a.m., so we actually need to change that. And I'll change that too. Alright, so that's it. That's what this is doing, and then it's looping every time, or it's not looping, you're creating another one for each campus. And every service if you want multiple services per campus or location. Save. Okay, so hopefully that works. So now we're going to pause and we're going to start talking about MindPass. So what we are doing to take it a little step further and try to deal with crowds is when they register, they're going to get an email confirmation. And I guess at this point I will have to show you my stuff. So here's where I registered. Okay, so it says, hey, your seats are saved for Tim, Jade, and Lydia. Please be sure to arrive 15 minutes early to check in. This will help ensure we're compliant with government guidelines, and that links to a PDF. Bring your digital pass so that we can scan your code for a quick check-in process. Can't wait to see you. Contact blah, blah, blah. We recommend clicking the link for your digital pass from your mobile phone for the best experience. So this button, I'm going to right-click and open in incognito, and you'll notice that it is going to sign me in automatically, even though I opened it in incognito. Alright, and if I am on a computer, it's going to recognize that I am not on a mobile device, and it's going to say, hey, you can take a picture of this or print this out and bring it with you. Alright, if I visit this page on a Android device, it is going to say, hey, for the best experience, download this app called Wallet Passes. So I click here, and it's going to download the app, and then I come back and click it again, and it will install the pass in the app. If I already have the app and I click it, it will just install the pass. And that's all magic from Jason Jones. Thank you, Jason. I have no idea how to do that stuff. And finally, if you visit it on an iOS device, you see it just automatically downloaded. And if I was actually on my mobile phone, it would just download this and I can save it. So then everybody will have a pass. This is community at work, people. This is a scanner that Adam Hand recommended, where they checked in 6,000 people in 30 minutes using these scanners, MindPass, and iPads. So we bought 15 of these, and we're going to use them with a combination of iPads and also computers to have at every entrance. So when I walk into the building, I don't even know where my phone is. When I walk into the building, I show my pass, scan this, it pops up the check-in, shows my family. I could check me, Jade, Lydia, hit next, and then I'm checked in, but only if I belong to that group. And the only way I belong to that group is because I registered and reserved my seats. Okay. That was long, but if you stuck with me, I hope you learned a lot. And if you have any questions, you can put a comment on the recipe, but as of this moment when we're recording, there's not a alert that people get, so you may want to hit me up in the Rocket Chat also. I'm always on Rock Chat, so hit me up there if you have any questions. Again, there's no way I could do any of this if I didn't get Brandon's lava to do all this stuff, Jason's lava and tricks to do the MindPass stuff. Tina helped me tweak the lava to do what I was wanting to do, where it automatically adds them to groups. So anyways, love this community. We can accomplish so much together. So I hope that helps. And after I watch this, if I realized I forgot something, I'll probably add something back in. But if I don't add something back in, thank you everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.